Alrighty. So we are back with the part 2 of what we need to know about Palm Beach Pete and Epstein. What do I and my collective need to know at this time about Palm Beach Pete and Epstein? I'm using a much shorter part of the deck. Okay, so family. And again, this is not me citing or saying my beliefs, my stance on anything, but there are people who do not live the same kind of lifestyles with, again, nonconformity that came out. There's certain things that you would just never understand, and two wrongs don't make a right, but two rights will never make a wrong. So at that point, like I said, it's about community. You need to be around people who understand, and I feel like part of this rebrand, so to speak, is trying to, what word am I looking for? I'm having so many memory wipes. I'm not a fan of that. With variety, to do different things and to experience different things, to have novelty, change, and surprise. The opposite of a life that is routine, uniform, always the same, and monotonous. So, okay, and ecology. The downloads are so clear, but I'm trying to put this in a way where you guys understand, which if you're seeing this video, I'm sure that you already have a very basic understanding of what's going on. But as we move on, yeah, that family card, there are, I can't even say secret societies. A cult isn't a cult anymore. There are things out in the open. NDA doesn't change anything. Social media. If this happened 40, 50 years ago, which it was happening, not with just Epstein, but, you know, other people. Even Jamaica had their own equivalent of Epstein. These things are out and about. And a lot of the times you all don't know these people. Everybody loved the guy Love before he was publicly known for what he's now being coined for or doing time for. And so with that, we are going to get back on track. What else does this collective need to know? That's a big bird. Reputation and safety. So this has opened up a can of worms, and I'm not here for views and all of that stuff, but when this is seen and when things further play out, you guys will really understand what's happening. And for even all of the people who speak with conviction in the comment sections and are just so sure of themselves, that is what is required of you being in this new timeline if you make it there. And we have contribution to put forth and give my energy in order to be part of bringing things about, shared creation, achievement, to make a lasting contribution. And even myself, you can go down the archives of what I talk about. I've always had insight to these things. If you know, like I say it all the time, a lot of initiations are just through birth, simply through birth. And where people think, oh, you do this, you do that. No, what doesn't make sense to you is honestly lifestyle and light work. I get up, I do this shit in my sleep for me and other people like myself. So with contribution, like I was saying, the people in the comment sections that speak with conviction because they know what they're talking about, or sometimes they're like, no, this can't be right, I don't believe in these things, but no, something's off about this. Like, that's what's needed in the new world. You have to be able to know, and knowing is just trusting yourself when it comes down to it. With safety, openness, mental health, responsibility, and ambition, I will be right back. Alrighty, I had a slight interruption, but same card. So with safety, openness, mental health, responsibility, and I will say, there's a fine line between psychosis, spiritual psychosis, or whatever popular terms you guys like to use. Everyone isn't crazy. There are a lot of things that if I was to speak openly, people would question my mental health. But when you live these things, and when you are, so to speak, a targeted individual based off of the things that you know, because keep in mind, a lot of these organizations and structures, they are upheld by people not speaking out. And in a digital age where they can't control you, and you are privy to metaphysical aspects, and I talk about this when people join cults to cast spells on certain individuals or harness or essentially worship a person with distorted energy that comes out as hate in large numbers. You can't make me question what it is that I go through, especially when it's been my whole life. And with ambition and entrepreneurship, I'll introduce myself just a little and let it be known that I have always operated in my gifts. My family can vouch for it. The people around me growing up can vouch for it. And here with status, when you are growing up in a world that loves your gifts, you go from being sought to being hunted, because now what do you know? And it's not even about what do you know, it's who will you share this information with, and what will you do with it. And when it comes to the entertainment industry, I don't care. When I say I think it's a gag order, there's so much that goes on in the unseen that I am privy to that I just do not and have not spoken about. And it's been changing over the last, I want to say 4 to 5 years, where I accidentally joined a, so to speak, online cult. Pretty birds just flew by. But I accidentally joined an online cult, and they must have thought I was an easy target with performance and bravery. They must have thought that it was me, an easy target, because I don't speak about the things that I know. I don't present like that. If you are meeting me, you're going to understand that I am into my beauty. I am into taking care of myself. Those are the things that I put front page. So when people see that, they assume ditzy, or they assume with bravery, humility. People tell me all the time, Michaela, you're too humble. Like, I have the energy that brings entire systems down. And if you take a look at my page, you will see, like, my health has been targeted, and I don't know why there's so much mumbo jumbo. I'm probably going to take a break and eat. I just snacked, but I'm going to eat. But yeah, there's people who expect you to be humble and not speak up about their satanic ritualistic abuse. And it's not to say that these things had to happen, but these things have to happen so that they stop happening to other people. There are people who are younger than me. There are people who are older than me that have been victims to these type of things. And a lot of them, especially when it comes to the entertainment world, are no longer here with us, Michael Jackson included. And funnily enough, I'm going to go ahead and share a story. When Michael Jackson died, my dreams were crazy. And again, a lot of the information that I have now is presented to me in a manner that a lot of people would easily, oh, that's just a dream, which is what I was told as a kid. But I'm like, no, this stuff feels too real, the things that he's saying. And I remember the messages that I got as a kid from Michael Jackson, and that's what even alerted me to the fact, like, hey, a lot of this is bigger with meaning. This is the card that I picked up, and it got scuffed. And like I was saying, these things have to happen. I don't not have battle scars. If you guys hear a lot of the things that I've gone through, especially living in South Florida, being in the Miami area with awareness, you have to be aware of what's going on. And it's not to demonize these people, it's to bring it to an end. They feed off of secrecy, and in this day and age, it is part of the New World Order that these things are going to be exposed. And even actually, I won't get into that. But what I will say is, even with exposure, it doesn't change what's going on. It just allows people to do these things more in open, or create communities where it is respected. And so for regular people, viewers, it's humorous to them what they do. They feed off of these things. But then you run into energies like me who essentially glitch the grid with spirituality. When I say I'm a poet, I'm a songwriter, I do a lot. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a licensed nail tech. There's a lot of things that I do. Why? Because 9 to 5 has shown I get targeted. I have story times for days going into these corporate environments that are ran by the same entities. So I know I did get off tangent for a few, but back to it. What do we need to know about Palm Beach Pete and Jeffrey Epstein? Self-acceptance in industry. Like, there's only so much I could say. Like I said, if you're seeing this video, you know, I know, they know that we know. So I mean, it's not rationality. So rationality, to be guided by reason, logic, common sense, and good and measured judgment in my life, so as to remain cogent, down to earth, practical, and pragmatic. And that is the energy that I sit in, because with fame, people tell me all the time I'm a celebrity. My reach has global, international, baby. Everywhere you could think, my energy has been there, whether it was carried, whether I've connected with the people. I know what I'm here to do. And solitude, like I say all the time, I'm a popular loner, and I don't fit into any boxes with diversity. So when people see how And with diversity, just keep up, follow along with me. When I was saying I accidentally joined the online cult or whatever that was, I look like an easy lick because I don't present like what someone would think a spiritualist, a high-ranking one at that, would look like. They don't see me and assume like, oh yeah, she knows what she's doing. She knows that I'm here to teach. I know who I am in the spirit realm, and I know on earth what I'm here to do because I have been doing it my whole life. Have different organizations try to put a stop to that? Unfortunately, yes, as they do with most people who are here to make a change. But when you don't look the part, it's easy to blend in and pretty much run your own experiments, conduct the research that you need to do with passion. And so yes, I've sat back, yes, I've been in the dark. I thrive in the dark because it is my passion. And again, with spirituality, I think I'm going to put the cards down now and just talk for a little bit. I'm going to shuffle this last pile, or this last, I split it into 3, so this last pack, why I hate the memory wipes, and if you know, I speak about that. And right now I see 2 cards that came out, and it's patience. So I'm going to be patient with myself when it comes to this recording, because it's now in my digital archive, and knowledge flipped out. You saw that. When you are targeted, it just is a movement to make you question your reality. When I say there's no reason for you to be paranoid, I've seen people speaking about things, and then there's people in the comments like, oh, you better be careful, they're gonna knock on your door. If they're gonna do those things, they're gonna do it regardless. They're gonna send people to talk to you in person, they're gonna come up to you, they're gonna bug your phones, they're gonna infiltrate the places that you go to get medical treatments. Everybody is in on it. And even when it comes to how you maneuver in traffic, oh, there's a car following me, it's gonna make you sound crazy. But when you know you're here to do certain things, understand that there are many people who outsource to get their agendas done. And I've made a video about this before, and the energy that I got back was like, oh, I'm glad I don't give people that much ranking. But do you know what it's like when someone of high status in the 3D reality sees you and is threatened by you, and not just how you look, not just how you present, by who you are in the spirit, the lens that they will realistically go to with the means that they have? Which reminds me, I'm going to do a video, I just saw this on TikTok, about the FBI opening up, I guess a case or something on Empire Records, which, if you know, I say it all the time, I am not them folks. Rest in peace, PNB Rock, which if you know, you know I loved him. And not in a romantic way, but in a transparent way. Like, his music in my earlier teen years really. So yeah, I did take a break to eat. I'm still eating, but I just want to throw this in. Mind you, this steak is beautiful. It tastes great. I don't have cutlery, my hands are clean, and I have wipes, whatever. I got my, where is that? Got my chimichurri and my salt. Can I show you guys that? But when I say the amount of blood that I had to spill, I'm gonna take a picture. That was a big bird. Well, I tried to pick it up because it was showing here. Maybe you could see it. But the amount of blood, because I got it to go. Yeah, the amount of blood that was spilled. Me, when we are devouring these steaks, are no better than the people that you guys would like to demonize for eating babies and drinking BLOOD and that type of shindig. Do y'all realize that the way you position it in your head does not change on a energetic and a frequency wave? What the fuck it is? Like, let me see. It's dried up already. But and this is why they say things like pray over your food and blase. But there's a lot of things that to a conversationalist and everyday person would seem like, oh yeah, I'm being morally right, I'm on the right side of the spectrum. No, you actually know better when you're eating steak medium or eating any animal at that. And so this is where I guess semantics, etymology, and things come into play, where you have to understand that just because it is a social construct or it's seen a certain way, it doesn't make it not something else, aka what the fuck it really is, which is a ritual. So I'm gonna finish eating, and after that I'll be back. so I think I'm going to end there. I think I've said everything that I can remember to say, which ironically, the energy that I have been dealing with as it relates to Palm Beach Pete and Epstein, their energy. This video has been delayed for almost a week. The events that have transpired between me first getting wind of the energy to actually recording today has actually been insane. So if you guys leave some questions, I try to answer them in a timely manner. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And Michaela Lori, MIKAYLALORI, on social media. If it's not an active page, minus the app X, formerly known as Twitter, you are probably not on my page. So there's that. And with that, you guys stay woke because these niggas, they are creeping.